The bulk of today will be relatively flat, going through the Sacramento Valley, the city of Sacramento, and then the steady climb will begin after Folsom on Green Valley Road until arriving in Placerville. We have the option of taking the Jedediah Smith Memorial Trail, also called the American River Bike Trail, to avoid automobile traffic going through Sacramento. Good morning. It is Friday, May 17, day 2, and we are departing our Warm Showers host. He's actually going to ride with us out of town. And our destination today is Placerville through Sacramento. We're going to take this American River Bike Trail. And got Paul behind me and Mark in front of me. Let's go. Breakfast this morning was steel-cut oatmeal and with cinnamon in it and raisins, and I had 2 oranges from their tree in the front yard. That was pretty special. And so I'm starting with a nice full happy belly. And they sent us packing with bags of dried fruit and nuts. So I got some snacks along the way, also from these Warm Showers hosts. The bar has been set for Warm Showers hosts, and it's been set pretty high. They've been so generous and kind to us. Oh, leaving Woodland. Cute little town. We just said our goodbyes to Mark. He rode us how many miles out today? He rode with us 3.5 miles out of Woodland, and now we are no longer in the city and headed east to Sacramento. I stopped by the side of the road to relieve myself, drank a lot of water this morning, and how convenient. What do I spot? A toilet. Oh, they read my mind. We're riding alongside the Sacramento River on the south side of it, and there are some beautiful, beautiful large homes, all with boathouses along the river. This is quite a scenic way to start our morning. Looking at the skyline of Sacramento, and I remarked to Paul that we're not going to see another city this large until Richmond, Virginia, like 2 months from now. Incredible. The American River Bike Trail, also called the Jedediah Smith Memorial Trail, starts in Discovery Park in the west and ends 32 miles later at Beals Point in Folsom. In 2006, it was voted the #1 bike path. If you watch my training videos, you would have learned that the loop in Tucson, on which I did a lot of my training, also held that honor. The path is fully paved and averages 10 feet wide, and the grade never exceeds 5%, all of which sounds like paradise for a road bicyclist. I read reviews of the path on alltrails.com. One review was 4 stars and said, "I got a flat tire." Another reviewer complained about the numerous homeless encampments along the trail and expressed concern for her safety. Another suffered a 1-star rating because of citing a defecating man next to the trail. But the majority of the reviews were positive. Again, we find ourselves spoiled for road conditions. We are on the Sacramento Bike Trail, or Jedediah Smith Memorial Trail, or American River Bike Trail, whatever they call it. And it's great. We got no traffic. We're flying. This is wonderful. What's on the pot?
Ghana Irish stew.
Ooh, boy. Here's the to-go packs that our Warm Showers hosts got for us. Got walnuts and cashews and figs and apricots and raisins. Oh, good stuff.
There it goes. There she blows.
This is how they do it in Italy.
Not bad for a little espresso maker, huh?
We just finished a nice break in Discovery Park here in the west end of Sacramento. An interesting observation about the American River Parkway is that the walkers are instructed to stay left and the bikers are instructed to stay right. So you face the walkers. Maybe that's safer. We don't do it that way on the Loop Trail in Tucson. You're cycling by and saw this. This is the Parks Department for Sacramento County, and they offered us free snacks and drinks. It's our first trail angels on the side of the road, so wow, we're being taken care of here. Ooh, how about this view? These houses up on the hill. All right, note to self. Don't change to the front chain ring and the rear cassette gear at the same time. I did that, and my chain came off of the cogs. 1 minute later, and I'm back on the road. I can't believe I made it a day and a half into this trip until I forgot to put my kickstand up. I did that a lot when I was training. I'd be into the ride and realize my kickstand was down. Well, I just had a stranger on the bike trail here say, "Hey, your kickstand's down." So embarrassingly, I pulled off to the side, put it back up, and we're going with the kickstand up like an adult. I read that Sacramento is the fastest growing major city in California, which makes sense given the other large cities in the state don't seem to have any room left for population growth. Sacramento is known as the City of Trees, since much of the urban center is covered by willows, elms, palms, and fruit trees. An MIT project used Google Earth Street View data to determine that it's the third greenest city in the world after Vancouver and Singapore. I'm using the term green here to refer to the amount of tree cover. There was an assassination attempt on Gerald Ford here in Capitol Park in 1975. Of course, Sacramento has been home to the notable Governor Ronald Reagan, but Arnold Schwarzenegger did not live in Sacramento when he was the governor. He didn't commute on a bicycle either. Quite the opposite, since he commuted on a private jet from his home in Los Angeles. I can't think of Folsom, California without thinking of Johnny Cash's song about the prison. I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling round the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom prison and time keeps dragging on, but that train keeps a-rollin' on down to San Antone. Johnny Cash wrote that song in 1956,
and 12 years later played a concert in the prison's cafeteria in 1968. Johnny Cash said that the inmates were the most enthusiastic audience he ever played for in his career. We had this vinyl record in our collection at home growing up, and I remember being fascinated by the story, the photos on the album cover, and enamored hearing the hoots and hollers of the inmates on the recording. It has a reputation of being one of the harshest prisons in the nation following the California Gold Rush. The prisoners still manufacture license plates here.
Want to visit?
No. Paul just asked me if I have any relatives in Folsom Prison. But no, Paul also wanted me to fly my drone. And we're right here next to some power dam in Folsom Prison. So we could drop some shivs into the yard. But I would have got in trouble. Oh, and I'm looking at a beautiful view to my left of Folsom Lake. It's immense. Nice. And we haven't had calories in a while, so we're a couple miles away from a Taco Bell. We're running for the border. That'll be our last calorie stop, and then a 20-mile ride with 2,000 plus foot climb to get us into Placerville for the night. I opened up the Taco Bell app. Paul and I ordered in advance. They have these $6 value deals that are only available if you order online. They're not available in store. We each ordered one of those. They are waiting for us half a mile from where we are right now. Oh boy, oh boy. So Paul needs a micro USB cable for his Garmin GPS. So he's been borrowing one from me, and I told him when I was in the Dollar Tree here that I saw one at the end of aisle 9. And then he went and he spent 45 minutes in here and he couldn't find it. And so he told me to film and show him where on the end of aisle 9 I saw this USB cable. And so he was begging to be proven wrong. That's what Paul wanted. And right here I am looking at a micro USB cable. Boom. Right here. All right, Paul, you owe me big time. What color would Paul like? Would Paul like green? Green kind of stands out so you don't lose it. Paul, I've been brainstorming what sort of apology would be appropriate from you for the micro USB cable, which was exactly where I told you it was. I took a video of the whole thing. I'll show you. We're on our climb from Folsom to Placerville. We've had other climbs on this trip, but they've been short. This one is a long 20-mile slog. And when the bike gets 4 miles per hour, which is where I'm at right now, that's where I have to swerve a lot to keep my balance. I actually asked Paul, who was riding next to me, I said, Paul, I swerve too much when we're going this slow. We gotta ride single file. So he's a little bit ahead now. But if we're going 5 miles per hour, like a 5% grade, then I can ride in a straight line. But it's 6% grade and higher. It really slows the bike down. You gotta make all these micro corrections left and right. In the opposite lane, we just got a honk and a thumbs up for encouragement. And I do admit, I'm not beneath saying that helped me out. Because we are cranking our pedals. Our thighs are burning. We're earning this. How you doing, Paul?
Good, Dave. Good.
Did you appreciate that honking thumbs up?
Take anything at the moment.
So Paul knows a lot about cycling. I trust his judgment and advice. He told me that I should not be pedaling on the brief downhills that we have. And I should coast and use that opportunity to rest my legs. I made my first wrong turn. It was a Y intersection that I stayed right on, and I should have gone left. My GPS was right there. I just wasn't paying attention. But thankfully, the GPS starts beeping when you go off course. And so I went about half a mile, oh not even, quarter mile, but it was uphill. So I was cranking needlessly, only to turn around and take the correct Y. But I'm back on the right path, and maybe 6 miles to my destination, and the climbing continues. 20 miles of climbing.
Placerville, California was originally referred to as Hangtown because there was no police force in the mid-1800s, so hangings and lynchings were frequent occurrences. It was a group of churches and the local temperance league that officially requested the name be changed to something less sinister. They decided on Placerville, referring to the placer gold deposits. It was once the third largest city in California. The painter of light, Thomas Kincaid, is from Placerville, as was Levi Strauss, who manufactured his denim for miners. A little tour of our hotel room in Placerville. It's small and simple, but it gets the job done. There's my bed. We had to move some furniture around to fit my bicycle here. And we have Paul's bicycle here and a bathroom in the back. We asked for extra towels so we can maybe rinse and dry our clothes. That's it. Let's do the daily recap. All right, the scenery. I would certainly rate that, man, again, a 9 out of 10. It was pretty spectacular. We had some farmland that we rode through at the beginning, and then along the Sacramento River, which was beautiful. Then the American River Bike Trail, which was scenic and wonderful. Paul's coming back with hopefully some chocolate milk. Oh, good man. Here we are outside the National 9 Inn in Placerville. We finally made it. I think we were planning on today being 64 miles, and it ended up being 77. The reason behind that is a few reasons. First, we were farther west in Woodland than where the GPS file started due to where our Warm Showers host was. Next, we were further east in Placerville, where we're staying, than the destination. And third, that American River Trail, even though it avoids traffic, I think it meanders more through Sacramento, so it's not as direct a route as the GPS files we had. And there was 3,000 some miles of climbing, and almost all of that was in the last 20 miles. So we wrecked ourselves arriving into Placerville. We are in dire need of rest. We're going to enjoy a night's sleep. I would say today's scenery, I think that gets another 9 out of 10. It was pretty superb. We had some farmland to begin with, and then we went along the Sacramento River, and that was excellent. The American River Bike Trail was, man, I think it's more scenic than Tucson's Loop. Lots of views of the city and of the river and of some beautiful houses. That was wonderful. And then the climb into Placerville, which was beautiful, just extremely difficult, But that was really nice. You know, you smelled the pines. I like that. Next, the road conditions. Man, since we were on that American River Trail, this has to rank pretty high. I'd say that today was a 9 out of 10 because of that. And then the difficulty. Well, I think leading up to the end of the American River Bike Trail, like just before Folsom, it would have been a 2 or a 3 out of 10. But Folsom and the climb up here, I would say is probably an 8 out of 10. Average those out, I don't know, maybe we're at a 5 or a 6 out of 10 total for the ride. Road conditions, I already mentioned that, those were great. And overall feeling of positivity, I would say that I got knocked down a couple notches. I think I was at a 10 yesterday. I might have to say 8 now because of how challenging these climbs were. But I'm looking forward to tomorrow.